Ciao everybody, welcome to the Bianconerizonechannel live show. Today's live show is just me, myself, and I have been ditched by Alejandro and by Justin. As you can see, it is just me, and we are going to be doing the preview show for Udinese and Juventus, which is match day, I want to say 22. Today is Friday, January 14th, 2022. So hello to everybody. Happy Friday, mail it in Friday. It was a good one today for me personally. So yeah, I can see already Alejandro saying like and subscribe. Homo Vive saying hi. Andrew saying hello. What's up? Horizon says hi guys. Okay, so we got a few people in here right now. A couple things I want to say before we start. This is my first live show controlling the whole thing by myself, so a little bit of a scramble right before we started today. And we will not be using a lineup graphic today. I will just tell everybody how we're going to line up or from the reported sources, and yeah, we'll go from there. Firstly, like the video, subscribe to the channel, as Alejandro said in there. So, click the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest info. And here we go. Udinese, Juventus, match day 22. We know what happened Wednesday. We know what happened last Sunday. And we know what happened last Thursday. During our podcast, Alejandro and we discussed a lot of things. And the main thing is, this past week, it's been a season of individual errors leading to dropped points, lost games, lost important games. So I don't know when this will stop. I don't know when, especially due to the players on paper that we have are internationally experienced players. They all play for their top national teams, and it's coming to a point where you're expecting a guy like Alexandro, who plays for the Brazilian national team, who's played for Juventus for 7 years, who's played in Champions League finals, you don't expect him to play a good game. You just expect him to make mistakes. And that's not good. Obviously, we all know that. What's up, Ryan? And Horizon saying, thanks, my OLED TV will like that. Okay, cool. Nice TV. Going back to individual errors. So we've conceded how many goals in the past 3 games? We've conceded 1 to Napoli, 3 to Roma, 2 to Inter. Okay. The goal against Napoli, Alexandro having a nightmare at the back post, as per usual. Couldn't deal with it. Got out-muscled by Politano. And then it was a disaster from there. Mertens scored. Okay. Individual error. Fast forward to Sunday against Roma, match day 21, sorry. 3 goals against. First one, bad marking on a corner. We couldn't defend a set piece properly. That's an individual error. Something went wrong from one of the players. It was Rugani. He lost Tammy Abraham. Second goal, Rugani didn't press up quick enough. Went off him and in. Szczesny was rooted to his spot. Individual error again. And then finally the free kick. It's a free kick, great goal, but again, free kick, you don't need to concede. Fast forward now to Supercopa on Wednesday. What happens? 2 goals against. First goal, penalty shot. De Chilio, why are you tackling like that? Why are you putting yourself into that situation? You didn't need to stick your foot in. You could have just moved extra and to the right, because Dzeko was not going anywhere. Dzeko was not facing goal. Dzeko was not doing anything special with his back towards goal. Or not back towards goal, but not when he was facing the other way. So work harder, get to the right side of him, cut his path off. Individual error, penalty shot, Martinez scores. And then we all know what happened in the 120th minute, just that joke, catastrophe, whatever you want to call Alexandro at that point. We've had enough. So, 3 games this year, this new calendar year, 6 individual errors, 6 goals against. So, how do we fix that? How do you fix that? Let me know in the chat. How do you fix individual errors from international players that play for very good countries who have played at the club for a while, Like I'm including Rugani in this because he's played at Juventus forever, except for last year. How do you prevent individual errors from happening? Besides the coach's mentality, and he keeps telling you you're okay, you do better. I believe in you. How else do you fix that? Mr. Dax is asking what time is it in Canada? Right now it is 5:05, and then Horizon answered as well. So yeah. Horizon is also saying, I think we have to put up with the current squad for a while until either our management wakes up or we get some money from some source. Yeah, actually in the podcast we addressed that as well. We were asked, how long do you think it'll take until we can compete again? And to be honest, it's going to take probably 2 summers to compete in Serie A again. 2 good summers. It has to be good summers. And if it's not, if they're not good, then I don't know where else we go from there, because we're going to be struggling for a while. So, sorry about that if you hear that in the background. If we trust our management 100%, and we trust that they make every judgment perfectly, then it'll take 2 summers, because you have to get the deadwood out in this summer for sure, or at least as much as possible, and you sign some players, and then the next summer after you get even better players. But until that happens, until we trust our management, and until they prove to us that that's going to happen, 2 years is the most optimistic outlook for us to compete at Serie A again, which I think is doable, because we did play the Supercoppa, and we had a really average team compete against the best team in Italy, and they had their full squad available. Sorry, I'm going to go back in the chat. So Andrew Finn is saying, under Pirlo, you expect these mistakes? Not really. I still expect the players to deal with it because they have so much experience. If it was a guy like Coney De Winter who made the error that Alexandro did, or has been making, okay, I get it. He's what? He's 19 years old. I get that. That's understandable. But if it's Alexandro, 31 years old, Champions League finalist, Copa America winner, on and on and on, started for Brazil, you can't expect that. You can't accept it. He needs to. He can't play. He can't play on tomorrow. And there was word from Allegri's press conference today saying that Pellegrini would be starting. So we'll see. But I don't think, if Allegri couldn't get that out of Alexandro or Rugani or whoever, or even Delit, who's making errors recently, then Pirlo wouldn't be able to either. So I don't think it's a coach's problem getting the most out of them. Stephanie Velasquez, one of our proud members, Bianconerizone members, what's going on? She's asking, why is everyone still teasing Vlahovic? I could not tell you. That's a pipe dream at this point. A couple weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago, we were almost dead set on saying, yeah, he's probably going to come. But now it's Scamacca at this point. And then the Vitz is saying, Boo's being a bad boy. Yeah, you know my dog. He's always up to no good. Okay. The chat is going quick. I don't know how to control this. I'll go here. Haneen saying 2 summers is very optimistic. Yeah, that's what I said. It's the most optimistic outlook to fix this and turn this around quick. Remember that in 2 years, almost all our backline will be gone. Quadrado, Chiellini, Alexandro, Danilo, old. Bonucci, super old. Yeah. I guess you're on the assumption that we need to fix our backline. And you're 100% correct. So before I go into the chat a little bit more, let's discuss Udinese and how they've been doing recently. I think it's pretty... They've got one player in particular, not that scares me, but it wouldn't be shocking if he had a really good game. Because he's been having, ever since he's starting to play more and more with Udinese, that he'll be quite dangerous when he has the ball. And that's Beto. And he's on loan, and he's come out of nowhere, to be honest. He has 8 goals in 17 matches, and that's good for an Udinese striker. He's a tall dude, quick, very strong, good on the ball, And I think De Ligt is playing tomorrow, but we'll see. We don't know if Chiellini's probably Chiellini won't play. We do know Bonucci is out until the international break is over. So with that, and by the way, he definitely just re-aggravated an injury. So that's that. But it's up to Chiellini, Rugani, and De Ligt in our center back position. And I think De Ligt could definitely do a job against Beto, obviously. If we didn't think he could do a job, then we wouldn't be considering him a generational defender. But if it's Rugani that's going up against Beto, I'm a little bit scared, to be honest. Rugani does not do well in physical altercations, and that's scary. So if it's Chiellini, De Ligt tomorrow, I have no problem. I expect an easy win. No, okay, timeout. I'll take that back. I don't expect anything easy anymore, but I expect a win at least. So going back into Udinese's lineup for tomorrow, this is a reported lineup, of course. We don't know until an hour before or so the match actually starts, but they got Silvestri in net. They're playing a 3-4-2-1, so they always play 3 at the back. Even with other coaches, they play with 3 at the back. They got Silvestri in goal. Then they still have Neuntik at center back in the middle. They got Nguyen Perez. They got Filip Benkovic. I think that's the guy from Leicester, so that's a decent signing. I forgot about this guy. This Molina guy, Nahuel Molina. He's not bad. He's a right wing back. Then they have Wallace Makengo in the middle. Udogi as the left wing back. Ignacio Pusetto as an attacking mid. And Gerard Deulofeu as another attacking mid. And Beto up front. Should be steady as she goes. 3 points should be ours. With the quality that we have, compared to the quality that they have, it should be 3 points. Now, we know how inconsistent this team is. We know that what I've just said at the beginning, that there were 6 individual errors leading to 6 goals against to start the calendar year. That's not gone away yet since the beginning of the season, so I don't know if that's going to creep up again on Saturday or tomorrow. Either way, we have to be ready, and you got to limit those mistakes as much as possible. So their key injuries that are out, we all know Roberto Pereira. He used to play for Juventus 4 or 5 seasons ago now, but he's not playing tomorrow. So that's a good thing for us, I guess. One of their stronger players isn't playing, and one of their center backs, Bakao, is not playing. So they got a couple of key players missing, but again, even if they were playing, you should be able to handle them. At least get the 3 points. Stylistically, doesn't matter at this point. Just get the win. So we'll see. We'll go back into the chat a bit. Let's see if I can. I can't scroll. Sorry, guys. And everybody. Oh, okay. That's how you do it. If I don't know how to scroll up in the chat, so I'm just going to read off some on my other screen. Ryan Saliba, so he's going back to the issues that are leading to these mental errors in games that are causing goals. He's saying we don't know what's going on in the dressing room before, after a match, and in training, but the players we have, except Chiellini, Bonucci, McKennie, seem lost and they need motivation. I think we do. Not currently, we don't know what's going on, but I think we do know how that locker room operates, because we've seen the all or nothing, and we've seen how Bonucci acts in a locker room environment. We've seen how Juan Cuadrado acts. And then Yusuf Murmo actually literally says right after, I wish the Amazon series would have covered this year. I really want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So last year we saw a bunch of what happened. We saw, like I said, we saw Bonucci lose his mind. We saw Cuadrado lose his mind on Ronaldo. Is that going? That's probably going on more and more, because the performance has been worse and worse. So you can only imagine what's going on behind the scenes. Now, a veteran player like Alexandro, who doesn't open his mouth, does anyone say boo to? Does anyone say a word to that guy? Do you think anyone challenges Alexandro in the dressing room? Let me know. Let me know if you think that, because I don't think anybody challenges him at all. And that's fine, but how do you expect someone to say, like, "Oh my God, I'm actually under pressure tomorrow," or "I'm actually under pressure. Like, let's get going here. I need to be better." So we'll see what happens. Sonny Kiwan, another member of ours, getting in the chat. Playing that much defensive and inviting pressure for the whole 90 minutes will cause more errors from defenders. Yeah, it will take a toll. That's why I think Allegri wants the strongest minded players possible to help out and get the job done. Is Alexandra worn out? Is after all these 7 years, is Rugani even worn out? How could Rugani be worn out? He's barely played. So I don't inviting pressure. Yes, I get it. But you saw in the first Chelsea, the match day 2 in the Champions League against Chelsea, you saw them defend perfectly, invite pressure for 90 minutes, and deal with it like admirably and then perfectly. Like, that was perfect. So it works both ways. If you're out of control and you're not set in your certain shape, then yes, you're going to lose concentration. You're going to lose focus because you're already out of position, and you have to make up for you're out of shape. So yeah, that could lead to errors. Obviously, that will lead to errors. But if you're concise, you're 8 to 10 yards apart. When you're defending, you're tighter. You make it more narrow in the middle of the field. Then I don't see why you should be tired. You're making the attackers more tired by making them try and move the ball and break it down. If you're tight, concise, and you're all on the same page, you should be fine. These guys are getting 25 plus on the beep test. These guys aren't out of shape. I'm going to add this one to the broadcast because, let's see if I can move this up a bit. I can. Wow, awesome. Look at me, tech nerd. Stephanie's answering the Alexandro question I had. So, no, why would be disappointed? Everyone knows Sandro doesn't do anything. Disappointment means expecting something. That's actually really funny. Oh my goodness. I'm going to ban Lixum right away. Get him out of here. The thing about Lixum, so the Barcelona troll's back. Young Min is Lixum. So the thing about him is that he supports Barcelona. He's been going off about, this guy's better than... Yusuf Demir literally got thrown out of Barcelona and gone back to his parent club. And he was saying that Demir was better than Chiesa. So, and Barcelona stinks. So that guy's going to Europa League. Maybe, you know what? Do we want to let him in and then you guys can chirp him? Nah, let's not do that. Let's be the bigger fans here. Okay, so we are previewing match day 22, Juventus Udinese. Tomorrow, the kickoff is 2:45 in Eastern Standard Time and 8:45 European time. Well, again, Italy time, we'll say. It is a home game because we played Udinese away on the first match day of the season. And talking about the the individual errors, it started from that match. It started from match day 1. It started from Wojtek Szczesny. He made the individual errors. We were up 2-0, comfortable as you like, and we dropped the points right away. First 2 points of the season we dropped. And it's just been 28 games of that. Actually, you know what? We had a little spell there of 1-0 wins where like there was no mistakes, but no defensive mistakes that costed goals against. But so there's a little 5-game spell, I'll say. So it goes all back to that. It stems from that. Roberto Pereira did hurt us that day. I remember that. If you guys all remember that. But here we go. Can you say fly, soldier boy, or whatever? So are we going to chirp him? Let's go. Give him hell, guys. Give him hell. Udinese. Let's talk about them for a bit before we go more into how we will line up and whatnot. Udinese is 14th place in Serie A. They haven't played yet this year. So they haven't played a Serie A match this year because of the Pandy and whatnot. They've had I don't know. They've had some major cases on their team. So this is the first game of the calendar year in Serie A, and that's another reason why they're probably not match fit compared to what we are. So we should take it to them early. We should press them early. They struggle. Well, if we struggle to score goals, they also struggle to score goals because they have 28 goals for this year, 34 against, and they did pose a lot of problems though in Serie A at the beginning of the season, like to all teams, not just Juventus. They were doing well for a bit, then they dropped off obviously, and here we are, 14th against 5th. So the way we'll line up, again, we don't have a graphic today. Sorry about that for the visual people, but our source says 4-3-3, and then obviously in the defensive phase we'll be in a 4-4-2. So at that point we'll have Szczesny in net, Quadrado at right back, De Ligt at center back. So those two are already back from suspension, and you need to be doing that. You need to have those two back in because we need the 3 points. Those are two best players at that position or in those positions. So it makes a lot of sense. Then the source still has us starting Rugani, which also makes sense because Nono Chiellini just played 120 minutes on Wednesday. And if we want to preserve that guy, he cannot be playing Wednesday, Saturday after 120 minutes. We need to preserve the captain, and he needs the rest for. Do I want him to start against Sampdoria? Sure, but I'd rather him miss Sampdoria as well and get ready for Milan. Especially since Bonucci will be out until the international break. And again, I think somebody asked in the chat, what did he do? I think he just re-aggravated whatever injury he had. It has nothing to do with being suspended because he's not getting suspended for whatever he did to the Inter coach at the Supercopa. And this source also says that Alexandra will be starting, but again, that's up in the air. We won't know that until tomorrow at like 1:45 when Romeo Agresti tweets out the lineup. So I hope it's Pellegrini, but Alexandra is the first name on the list here. In midfield, it's stated that McKennie, Locatelli, and Arthur will be starting. So this is interesting. This one to me is very interesting that they've actually put those three in the middle, because I think that's what every Juventus fan has been clamoring for since probably the last couple weeks at least. Is that our best midfield? Stylistically, yes, because they all pose something. They all give something different to the game and to the team. Arthur can distribute. Horizon saying that's funny. We'll put that there. Horizon's not watching tomorrow if Alexandra plays. Right on. But again, if those three are in your midfield and Arthur's the 6, Locatelli's the 8, and McKennie's the advanced midfielder, that's how it has to be. It can't be Locatelli still being the 6. It can't be him protecting the back line. It's got to be in a manner where all three can they can do what they're best at. So Arthur gets the ball, gives it to Locatelli in a more advanced role, and then he can dictate play from higher up the pitch. Great. That's what we all want. We all want him to be higher up the pitch. We saw against Roma for 20 minutes? Not even. 20 minutes he got playing up there. It looked like he was having a blast. It looked like he was enjoying himself. Against Inter, it didn't look like he was enjoying himself because he had to go protect again. He had to go do the dirty work. So let's let him play. Let him play up a bit more. I think you can trust Arthur enough against a team like Udinese to be able to allow freedom for Locatelli. Everyone says free this guy, free that guy. Well, free Loca. I hope Loca's free tomorrow. Get that going. # free Loca. So yeah. And then obviously McKennie making his forward runs into the space, the channels that Morata leaves. It's good. That's the correct decision. So he's offered, and McKennie's been progressing as the season's gone along. He has been progressing. He's been progressing very well, to be honest. at the beginning, obviously he stunk. He stunk the joint out. He wasn't getting into good positions. Then he started to get in positions and he wasn't scoring. So that was almost like, okay, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but you're not providing what we need you to do. And now he's starting to score more. Obviously, Inter, he scored a goal. He should have scored against Napoli in the first couple minutes off a header. Match day 20. So if he keeps getting into these positions, he'll score more and more, and he'll be useful to the team. And that's all we need at this point. We just need useful players contributing to the team and 3 points every game. So that is the ideal midfield, in my opinion, with the current crop of midfielders we do have. I can't stand Rabiot. Yes, he was fine. He was fine on Wednesday because of the limitations he has. I wasn't like for what he possesses and what he can do. He was fine. Whatever. Bentancur lost cause. Bentancur's a weird guy. Bentancur likes to press on his own, and if you look right before the ball was crossed in by DiMarco in the Supercopa, Bentancur just ran out like a madman. He ran out like a madman trying to close him down, and he dove in right away. And what I mean by dive in is you go for the ball and then you get beat right away, and you don't keep your balance and your shape. You don't jockey. You don't go side on with your feet. So Bentancur's a little bit of a loose cannon when he plays, and he needs to be more calm even in the defensive phase. Yes, aggression is needed when you play midfield. Yes, but there's a time and a place. If the ball looks like it could be won, then if the attacking player has a loose touch and the ball is in front of him, you need to go tackle right away. You need to go get him. But if the ball's at the guy's feet, just keep your shape, keep the ball in front of you, and nothing bad's going to happen. Or nothing penetrative will happen. They'll go sideways and then they'll try and do something else. As long as you keep the ball in front of you, you should be in a good shape defensively. But this guy just loves to run and dive in and try and get the ball right away, even though other players have good touches and stuff. So if you look right before Sandro's mistake, it is Bentancur's mistake that he dives in. And he keeps doing this, and he always goes to press by himself, which is not good. I don't want that guy playing. I don't want that guy starting. It's not good enough. It's not good if he plays 90 minutes. If he comes on as a sub and it's 2-0, and that's fine. Whatever. But at this point, he's a negative asset, in my opinion. And then up front, we got Dybala, Morata, Bernardeschi. So Bernardeschi will be getting the start according to this source, rather than Kulusevski. But again, this could all change tomorrow. This could all change tomorrow at 1:45. There's a lot. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to get used to doing two screens here with all these with the chats. You guys are having a discussion with yourselves. Okay, cool. Morad Nakrur says, yes, we should play with more numbers between the lines because Udinese is going to play low to mid block, so there won't be that pressure on Arthur and our backline. Yeah, if Udinese is setting up in a mid to low block, advantage Juve if they have, if they use Arthur. If they're using Arthur and they're using Locatelli and McKennie and Udinese is playing a low block, advantage us, to be honest. Load up top and let a guy like Arthur dictate a bit and get Locatelli further up. There's just more quality on the field at that point. I'm not saying Arthur's going to score a 30-yard banger because he's not, but he can dictate play against a low to mid block team. He just has to be very careful when he's in possession because I know Pusetto, Deulofeu, and Beto can hurt you on a counterattack. I know that because I've seen it. I've seen it in Serie A happen already, and they're very quick players. So at that point, yes, the mid to low block is a good thing when we're playing against it, and we have these players that are reported to be playing. Yes, that is a good thing, but you have to trust Arthur in this situation. Oh, here's my dog. What else do we got? So that's a good point, Morad. Good point. The Vitz is saying Bruno for manager. And then he goes on to talk about my dad, because my dad's name is Bruno Gennady, so fun. Oh, okay. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, he's saying Bruno Gennady, and then Ryan Saliba is saying McKennie has to be very careful because he's running quite fast and pressure too much, which turns out. Oh, so you're saying he might get injured by pressing this much? Fair, but as long as you're pressing as a team and you're not by yourself, I think pressuring like a team press has to make sense together. You can't have one guy going and everybody else sitting back, because then that creates holes in your midfield. So if Morata goes, McKennie goes, Dybala goes, and let's say Locatelli goes, and then the winger or the wide right back, and the ball's on the left hand side of the pitch, that makes sense. That's good. Then McKennie can go press as quick as he wants. Injuries are going to happen regardless. Like freak injuries like that, non-contact injuries, you can't plan for it, so you just got to give your all anyway. And then the Vitz is talking about Bruno Gennady. Sonny, our member, saying Allegri should relaunch Keane on the left wing in place of Chiesa, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, twofold, you're right. It's not going to happen, one, and two, Keane should be a winger. Not a classic winger per se, but he should be a guy drifting to the side to pick up the ball and dribble at people, because he's much better dribbling at people than he is back to goal. And we saw last year he scored 17 goals for PSG. I know it's not the best league, but he still scored 17 goals for PSG, and he was mostly used as a wing player of sorts. So if you can get the best out of Keane, you might as well start him on a wing just to try something else as well, just to get his confidence going, because he has zero confidence at this point. Oh, look, McKennie's on. Look at this. Weston McKennie's joined the chat. How's it going? But yeah, the comments were redundant, but yeah. So Ryan Saliba saying exactly, get another striker. That's what he's responding to Sani, and yeah, we are looking for another striker at this point. Morata is the perfect substitute striker. That is a striker you want as a sub. That's it. He needs to come on, and he gives a lot of effort, and he chases down opponents. Perfect, love it. Runs channels, and he causes problems, especially when they have tired legs in defense and he's fresh. We do need another striker, and if it's Sardar Azmoun, I'm still not the highest on him, but if it's a cheap operation, bring him in. If you can financially say yes, we can afford it, bring him in, because we do need help, and we do need Keane to take a wing, especially now. If that is the case and Azmoun does come in, you got 4 strikers then. You got Morata, Keane, Azmoun, and Kyle George. So then why not use Keane as a winger, because you've lost Chiesa. So that your wingers could be Kulusevski, Chiesa, and Keane. Why not? Why not do that? Try something to get the best out of Keane, because right now what you're doing, you're leaving him isolated up top. It's just not working. And then Ryan goes on to say, yeah, but in the last game against Merda, he was all over the place and others were just walking around. Are you talking about McKennie? I think you're talking about McKennie. So, yeah. So, again, the goal was not to do a team press against them. The goal was to invite pressure. So, if he didn't understand that, then that's on him. And, yeah, I agree with you if that's on him. And he was just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. But if it's a team press, he's got to go. He's got to go help as well. Stephanie's saying he did well in 2019 too, so I don't know what happened. We're talking about Bentancur again. Under Sarri, he was fine for 4 or 5 months. He was fine. But after that, not good. Not good. And again, I don't know what to pinpoint that onto. Is it coaching? Probably not, because now he's had Allegri already. This is the second time. It's almost best to let him go. but not now, if that makes sense, because we lose out financially. So keeping you in the squad for another year won't be the worst thing. Lars Vercelli is saying, we need pet predictions on this channel. Yeah, you want me to get... he left, but I can get Boo to predict something. Next time, whenever he comes back next time. And then Morad says, but like you said, it's a mental errors that scares us. Their last 3 goals against us, 2 errors from Tech last year away with the Molina goal is unacceptable. Yeah. For sure. And it will continue to haunt this team. It will continue to haunt this team, mental errors, until you get players that can tune everything out and be drill sergeants and do exactly what the coach wants. And until that happens, I'm going to expect mental errors. I'm going to expect individual errors. And that's fine if you expect it. Do you tolerate it? Like, moving forward, you need to move on from those players, but it is what it is for this season. Like, Alexandro he is a top 2 left back on our team, and we're going to need him for the rest of the season. Just as a body. Can you fix that problem? Probably. You can maneuver around players a bit. Could you start Danilo as a left back? Sure. Sure. Do you want to start Danilo as a left back? Probably not. Like that's not the goal. The goal is not to take away from another you don't want to take away from another position and just fill it with another one for another position. Again, at this point, if Alexandro does end up costing another series of points, like if he costs a 3-pointer tomorrow, or if he costs even a goal that doesn't mean anything, it has to be done. We have to cut ties. Will he get the Matuidi Higuain treatment? Not sure. Something's got to give, though. He makes too much money for the errors he makes. And do you sub him with Danilo? If Pellegrini isn't available, let's say, I don't know. It's tough. Riva Raiz, welcome. I've never seen you before. Talk about weird. Our midfielders are supposed to be good. I still think the best in Serie A, but they don't have consistency. I don't know what happened in the training ground. Are they the best in Serie A? Would you not say Barella, Çalhanoğlu, and Brozovic is better? I would say that's a better midfield. I think Brozovic is better than Arthur. I think Çalhanoğlu is better than McKennie. And I think Barella is kind of better than Locatelli, to be honest. So, I think Inter still has the best midfield in the league. Is ours the worst? No. Is ours top 5? I don't think so either, because I think Napoli still has a better midfield. I think on their day, Milan has a better midfield with Kessié, Tonali, and Benacer. I still think that's better, because I think Kessié is better than McKennie, Locatelli is better than Tonali, but Benacer is better than Arthur at this point. From what we see, from what's been offered on the pitch. So again, I don't think we do have a good midfield. Mr. Dax keeps asking what time it is in Canada. It's 5:39 now. So it's 5:39 p.m. I'm probably going to eat dinner after this. And what else do you want to know? I'm probably going to watch Black Panther tonight, Mr. Dax. Going back to the midfield talk, Murad's saying Fiorentina's got a better midfield. Yeah, probably. They got, what, Castrovilli, Polgar, Bonaventura. No, not Bonaventura. Yeah, Bonaventura. Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah, again, you guys are all listing the teams with better midfields. I was just naming some off the top of my head. Nadir Kawar is saying, I think tomorrow, if anything, we'll see Grinta. This is another thing I want to say about Grinta and all that stuff. Yes, we're going to need it this season because of the quality of player we have. We lack technical ability and we lack tactical awareness at this point of the season. So, give me a sec. Sorry about that. So at that point, yeah, we're gonna need Grinta to win games. We're gonna need Grinta to get results against Udinese at home. Do we need it? Maybe, but I hope not. You should be able to beat Udinese at home with your just technique and technical ability and hard work, of course. But you shouldn't need walls to the ball, grinding out games against them. Chiellini to left back, like the good old days. That'd be sick. Imagine Chiellini bursting down the left wing, crossing some really bad crosses. But then on the right side, arriving at the back post from a Cuadrado cross and scoring. That'd be great. Start Chiellini at left back. Let's start that campaign. But again, we are previewing match day 22. Udinese Juve tomorrow. It's 3 point. Every game is a must win. And I saw on Juve Twitter. That's a really difficult place to be in right now. Juve Twitter, a lot of dividing opinions. Stemming from Dybala, stemming from Allegri, Dolit, how we should play, what should we be doing. It's a really divisive place to be. So if you want to avoid that and just keep a calm head, avoid it at all costs. Haneen's asking, would you extend DeCilio because of what's going on with Sandro? I would extend DeCilio for like a year or two at 1 million euros or 1.5. Just for cover, like you're suggesting right now. Hold on. Okay, guy wants to come back. So I would definitely re-sign DeCilio at a good number for a good term. So if it's a 2-year contract at 1.5 million per year, sure, bring him back. Like no problem at all. But if he's going to be asking for 3 mil plus, it's like, nah, man. Like you're the third choice fullback on both sides. You can't make that much. But it all depends if Alexandre leaves in the summer. If Alexandre leaves in the summer, we do need to replace him. So we'll see. We have 24 likes and 30 people. If those 30 people can turn that into 30 likes, that'd be great. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're very close to 2,000. As soon as we hit 2,000, I can do a coach's corner on whoever do you like. When I say that, make it realistic. But yeah, I will do that. But just get us to 2,000 subscribers, and I'll do that for you guys. Suggest a name, and I'll get to it. Because now I have the software and the technology to do so whenever I want. I don't have to rely on Alejandro or Justin. So that's good. Moving on. We're talking about, Del Juve Piero saying, it's a weird situation. Our midfield is shit, but Inter's is not that good either. I never said that, but it's definitely better than ours. And Ali and I discussed this also yesterday on the podcast, and it came out today, so go check that out if you can. It'll take 2 years for us to compete for Serie A again, in my opinion, if everything goes right. And then I went on to say it'll take 5 years, at least, minimum, to compete in the Champions League properly. And to do that, you need to have excellent, world-class midfielders. And like Inter's not going to do well in the Champions League because they don't have that. So if we're comparing to Inter, it'll take 2 years to get to their level again, or to Serie A supremacy again. But in order to compete properly in Champions League, it's going to take a while. So if we're comparing, like when Del Juve Piero saying Inter's is not that good, it's not that good. You're right. You're exactly right. But we need to strive to be better than that, and then some, if we want to be getting the main goal, which is the Champions League. Set your goals high, guys. That's what we need to do. And then Hanin and Home of Juve are just saying whose midfield is better than ours. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay, we'll go to David Mirabella because I haven't read his name before, so welcome if you're new. Would you buy Icardi, even with the risk he doesn't perform? So that's a tough question. Because outright buying, no. I'm not spending over the 30 million euro asking price for him. There's no chance I'll do that. So that's off the table. If it's a dry loan with just paying a salary for this season, for the rest of this season, maybe. If other options don't come to fruition. But again, everything has to be on the table. Like that's probably what option is that? B, C, D. Icardi's shouldn't be option A. I should be really using this too. Whatever. Sorry about that, guys. Home of Juve saying, in 3 years, we'll probably have the best midfield with Locatelli, Rovella, Fagioli, but I don't know if that will happen. Everything has to go perfectly right in order for that to be considered the best midfield. Meaning, Rovella will need to continue his development at Genoa in Serie A and then play probably from next year at Juventus. We don't know if that's going to happen yet. Should it happen? Probably. Fagioli has to get on a bender here and excel at an exponential rate. Could he do it? Maybe. Chances are not really, because when was the last time two Juventus midfield youth products ever started at the same, or not started at the same team, but like just started in general together and became a world class midfield? We haven't. Simple. It's never been done before. So we will need to be extremely lucky, and we will need to have Fagioli's trajectory go like this, not like this, like this, and Rovella's to keep going like this as well. Morad saying, exactly, we should relay on compact lines covering vertical and horizontal passing lanes and find a series of movements like McKennie runs STF like that. Oh, he's talking about another earlier conversation we had. Hanin saying, if Conte was the coach this season, do you think we would have more points? I would say yes. I would say 100% yes, because he does things with teams that I remember when he took over Chelsea that first season. Victor Moses was an absolute goner from Chelsea and non-existent. Then he started Victor Moses and they won the Premier League. That dude plays 3-5-2 until he's gonna go until he dies. He'll play 3-5-2, and he just needs his player or the correct player to play in that formation, and he'll win somehow. It's crazy what he can. He took that Italy team in 2016 to a quarterfinal against a good Germany team. He started like Giaccherini in a European Cup. He started Graziano, or he took Graziano Pella, and he made him score goals against Belgium. So, I think Antonio Conte would have done very good for this team. He would have got the right pieces. He wouldn't have said, "Oh, De Ligt can't play in a three in the back." He would have just done it anyway. It would have been Chiellini, Bonucci, De Ligt, and he would have grabbed another center back from somewhere to have five in the squad, because we only have 4 right now. Or he would have used De Winter, and we would have went on from there. The wing backs, that's easy. You don't have to start Sandro. Could have been Pellegrini. Maybe Pellegrini thrives in a 3-5-2. Maybe he's an excellent left wing back. Then obviously the other one's Quadrado. And then in midfield, you got obviously Locatelli, Arthur. Maybe we wouldn't have started Arthur, but Locatelli, McKennie, blah, blah, blah. Take your pick. And then up top, it would be Dybala, and Morata. So, again, would have Conte have worked here? I think he would have. Was there any chance of it happening? I think the relationship between the clubs was not there. Again, we are previewing the match tomorrow, so let's get into a little bit of the tactics. So they're playing. Udinese is playing in a 3-4-2-1, and we're playing in a 4-4-2/4-4-3-3 when depending on possession. You gotta hope if Rugani is playing that he can handle Beto whenever he drifts to that side, and you gotta hope Pusetto and Deulofeu don't get into good pockets of space in behind our midfield, because that's what those two are supposed to do. Those are the two what they're supposed to be doing. In terms of everyone else, you just gotta break them down. If they're gonna be in a low block, you gotta hope Dybala pulls something out of his butt, because he has the ability to play through a low block and beat it and penetrate. And Morata's got to be ready to score goals. He's got to be ready to score goals. Same with Dybala if he gets a chance. And Bernardeschi, I wonder if he starts on the left, if he'll dribble into the middle and give the ball away. Or if that's only when he's on the right side. I'm going to look out for that tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be all about when we're in possession, how we penetrating that low block from Udinese. So we'll see. I will get into prediction time. That doesn't mean the stream's over yet. So get your questions in if you have any questions. Could be about the transfer season. Could be about just vent about the team so far. So do that if you want. I still see there's 27 people in the chat. So vent or ask questions about the transfer season. But my prediction is we will win tomorrow 1-0, and I wanted to say 2-0, but I'm going to say 1-0 only because Alejandro picked 2-0. So Alejandro's saying 2-0, and he's picking Morata and Dybala to score. Let me get that right first. Because Dybala and Morata to score, make it 2-0 for a win for us. I'm going to say 1-0, and I'm going to say a goal from... McKennie's going to score again. I think Weston McKennie's going to score again. So those are our predictions. What are yours? Do you think we'll win tomorrow? Are you confident tomorrow? What do you think's going on? What do you think's going to happen tomorrow? We'll get back into the chat a bit. Mr. Dax saying we're lucky. No, sorry, I missed one. Sorry. Morad Nakrur saying, did you do a video about Rovella? So Alejandro and I did a coach's corner kind of thing. We did kind of a breakdown together about Rovella. And we basically used analytics and eye test stuff to break it down, especially against we compared Rovella's start of the season to other midfielders that we have, especially Rabiot and Bentancur. So go look for that video. It was a while back. It was probably November, maybe even October, during one of the international breaks. So if you want, go look for that one. But we did break them down. I can do a single one if you want, a single breakdown, just using more analytics and more graphics. Del Juve Piero. Oh man, I missed one again. Sorry, Sani. He's saying, actually, if it's just competing for Scudetto, we can do it in one summer if you keep Dybala and get Pogba, Rovella, and a good striker. A lot of ifs. Exactly, a lot of ifs. You have to trust your management in order to get you those players. I think Pogba is 100% a pipe dream. I think Vlahovic is a pipe dream. I think this January talk of Scamacca being our target, our main target, it's damning, but it's the truth. It's very sad. It's a drop off. I'm not gonna lie. I bought Gianluca. So I play Football Manager on the the computer game, the app, whatever. I got fired from Juventus after my first year. I was 2 points off winning the Scudetto, but they fired me still. So after the first season, I got fired, and then I went to Torino in October of the next season, and I was told to escape relegation, and I bought Scamacca in January, and he actually made me go from 19th place to 13th place. But that's a video game. It's not going to be the same in the reality. So I do respect. I respect scouts in general. They got a tough job. Scouts have a tough job because you have to identify a player in a situation where you've never seen them before. Like, you have to evaluate, will Scamacca be good at Juventus because he's scoring some goals at Sassuolo right now? Are you willing to spend the 40 mil on that, and you're projecting him to be very, very good? Like, if you're spending 40 mil, you're expecting Scamacca to be almost elite, an elite level striker in Serie A, which he's definitely not right now. That's why I got a lot of respect for the scouts. If you can stomach paying 40 mil, if you can convince your owner, hey, go spend 40 mil and buy me Scamacca. Crazy. You have to be damn sure that it'll be a success. Just like Kulusevski, they had to be damn sure that Kulusevski was going to be able to adapt to Juventus and the play style. How did Parma play when Kulusevski was there? How did Parma played on the counterattack, and that's why, and Kulusevski was dictating the play. From the counterattack situation. We don't counterattack. We don't build up play. We don't do anything. What's Kulusevski doing? Not much. And some scout said, yeah, pay 40 mil. If you're a scout for management at this club, you have to scout players that Allegri wants. And at this point, that has to be the goal. That has to be the goal. Because if you start signing players that don't fit in the system, then of course it's never going to work. And we're in that situation right now. That's covering my face. I know you all want to see my beautiful face. And Hanin makes a good point. Management is counting on Scamacca exploding next season. How likely is that to happen? I don't know. To be honest, I don't expect it. I don't expect it. He's got 8 goals this season, and that's including the 2 that he scored on Sunday. And that's already a step up from what he's done, but he's 23. He's 23. That's tough. I'm not saying 23 is old, but 23, you are what you are, unless you're a very late bloomer. And again, how can you predict that? How can you justify spending 40 mil on that? I'm sorry if you can hear yawning because my dog's sleeping on me right now. But yeah, it's tough. They got a hard job. Morad Nakur saying Ruben Loftus-Cheek is not bad. He has the physical strength and the ability to play box to box, but we need a number 6 more. What happened with Axel Witsel rumors? His name vanished in thin air. To be honest with you, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is an Allegri player and type, big, strong, physical, like you said, box to box. On his day, can score goals, can create. So I don't know. I'm all for Ruben Loftus-Cheek 6-month loan deal. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Especially if that's what Allegri wants. If Allegri's going to be here for 4 years, give him what he wants. And if he screws it up, then that's on the management for bringing Allegri in for 4 years. Sorry. Oh no, I just saw something that I knew was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I said once we get to 2,000. But yeah, so we definitely need a number 6, but Axel Witsel, that's not happening. The number 6 that's probably going to come, if anything happens this winter, it could be Zakaria. It could be Dennis Zakaria, and that's only because he's super cheap, which is fine. He'll improve the team. So there's that. Because we are not linked with any more 6s. Like Bruno Guimaraes, the guy from Lyon, he's not a 6. He's an 8, more 8 and 10ish than 6ish. He's a ball progressor and he's a ball retainer. That's what he is. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's not a 6. Who else are we linked with? Tchouameni, that's a 6, but that's not happening. I'm just thinking of names from Agresti that he's actually mentioned in a tweet. Going down. Del Juve Piero saying, I'm just baffled how a professional athlete like Kulu could have such a bad balance. Yeah, it looks like a gazelle, like a baby gazelle, like what's it called? Who's that Disney movie? Bambi. He looks like Bambi sometimes when he's on the field. Sonny goes on to say, Scamacca has potential. In my opinion, Vlahovic is a young Lewandowski and Scamacca is a young Mandzukic. I'll stop you right there. Would you rather have Lewandowski or would you rather have Mandzukic? I know Mandzukic, great warrior for the team, but would you rather have Lewandowski or would you rather have Mandzukic? James Tonden says, if you're saying that, then management knew what was going to happen, meaning a mediocre season and rebuild. Yeah. Probably. I think even Allegri said, apparently he's been saying since the beginning of the season that it was always going to be a struggle to make top 4. It shouldn't be a struggle to make top 4 with this team. But, again, he's in this position and now he's saying it all of a sudden. I don't buy that. Del Juve Piero saying 8 goals in an offensive-minded team. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed right now. Counting stats are a little bit. They're growing definitely, his counting stats, but it's just overall play. He's long, lanky. His hold-up play is okay. Like I said, it's not bad. His finishing around the box is okay, but when I think of an Allegri player, I think Morata, you run and you block passing lanes off. And was it Hanin who showed me Scamacca's defensive stats on Football Reference? I think that's just due to long legs, and that's fine. Like, he does the job still. But I don't think he, like, Morata will sprint all the way back and help defend. I don't think Scamacca's doing that. And I don't know if you expect your forward to do that, but still, I'm not convinced with Scamacca right now. That's all I'm going to say. And I'll be the first to admit, if he scores 20, if he comes next year and he scores 20 goals in Serie A in the league, I'll be the first to say, great, good for you who all believed in at the beginning. But right now, I'm not convinced. Which goes back to me saying you have to have a set of stones on you as a scout to say, yes, get Scamacca for 40 mil. You gotta have stone. You gotta say, yeah, We'll move on. That's the comment I was laughing at before. I need saying, do a Scamacca coach's corner. Like, I will, especially if the links heat up even more. I will do it. I'm gonna have to do it, just because it's my job. But I will get into it, and I will hype them up in the video because I hyped up Moise Kean, I hyped up Kyle George, and they're not great at the moment. Gadion Graham says, as long as Skamaka is not injury prone, I say go for it. He'll be great. Remember this comment for next year. Yeah, for sure. I'll write your name down, Gadion Graham. I'll say you're always the Skamaka guy. So, yeah, and the best ability, like I said, the best ability a player can have is availability. And I've always said that. That is the number one attribute you could have. Because if you're not available, you're useless to the team. No offense, Chiesa, you're useless right now. Yeah, you got a torn ACL, I get it. Oh well, it's life. I tore my ACL too. Dybala, half the season he plays, you're useless for half the season, for half the year. If Skamaka can play 40 games a year, great. That's a plus. That's a bonus. What he does on the field, I don't know. If the two can meet and be at a high rate, being very good and available, then you got a bingo card. You got a winner. Home of Juve is saying, my question is, will Zakaria join Juve over Bayern, Dortmund, Liverpool, United? If he wants playing time, he's going to come. I'm going to be honest with you. If he wants definite playing time, he'll come to Juventus. Because he's starting right away. At United, will he start right away? I don't know. Dortmund, probably not. Bayern Munich, definitely not. And he's saying you should watch him for the rest of the season and at the end tell us if Juve should buy him. I could. Again, I have the resources to do so. Do I really want to watch Sassuolo and wait for him to come on as a substitute because that's what he's been doing? Not really. Sani says, if you have an option, sure, go for Vlahovic. Oh, this goes back to his comparison. But financially, I don't think the club can. No, for sure. Again, we'll have a clearer picture at the end of May. We'll have a clearer picture on the finances. We'll have a clearer picture on the outlook of the team or where we want to go. And again, we'll move on from then. But at this point, not much is happening. Not even this summer. This summer, not much will happen. The best thing is to get people out. We'll probably go for 8 minutes max, and then if the chat dies a bit, we'll go. I'll stop it when appropriate. But like the video, there's 33 likes, so let's get to 40. Let's get to 40 by the end of this. We'll go through more. Murad saying, I think our priorities now is to get rid of Ramsey and find a solution to Dybala's contract riddle. Yeah, probably. Ramsey definitely needs to get out. Like, the fact that he caught the pandy, it's oof. It's just one thing after the other with Ramsey. He should have been gone January 2nd, to be honest. He should have already had his situation. He should have had his situation already done and done with. And he should be gone. But who wants him? Nobody wants him. Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira. Do you want him? Let's call Patrick Vieira, former Juve legend. I'm kidding. Dan Barile saying, what's it called? Sorry. Julian, who would your ideal signing this month be? Ideal and realistic are a little bit different, so I'm going to go realistic. Realistically, I would like to see Zakaria come in. I would like to see Zakaria come in for obvious reasons. He's a number 6. He is a proper defensive midfielder. He allows Locatelli to move up. He doesn't allow Rabiot, or he makes Rabiot and Bentancur hopefully sit more. And what's it called? It just he's very good defense. He's very sound defensively. He blocks up passing lanes and he clogs up the middle. Great. Good for him. And he's cheap. Contract done in June. He already said he's not coming back. Just give Mönchengladbach the 5 mil and sign him to a contract. If it doesn't work out, you can sell him for more than 5 mil. I bet you a mid-table Premier League team will buy him. So I say Zakaria. Is it the sexiest name? No, of course not. I would say Bruno Guimaraes, but we don't have money for that. I like that we're looking at him, but we're not going to get him this month. We'll move on a bit. I missed the whole thing. Syed Islam is saying we need Scamacca and Davide Fratesi, otherwise Inter Milan will get them. Listen, we're not trying to be Sassuolo here. Like, the ambition has to be more than Locatelli, Fratesi, Scamacca. Like, we need to get better players. Like Locatelli, yes, of course, Italian international, of course you get him. Fratesi, I think he's more likely going to Inter if anything, and Scamacca, I don't know. I always thought Milan would be a good team for him, but whatever. I'm not doing a coach's corner on Fratesi, but if Scamacca is actually going to come, I might have to do it on Scamacca. So the question from Norbert Hushti is, hell, we can't even renew Dybala. How are we so poor now? A couple of things. One, the Pandy. We needed 300 million euros in capital relief from Papa Elkin just to cover those costs. So that's how we're so poor now. And we fail to be... Our management has failed to sell players when they're supposed to. They failed to sell Higuain properly. They failed to sell Matuidi properly, Costa properly. They haven't sold Alexandra yet. They haven't been able to sell Rabiot. They haven't been able to sell Ramsey. Selling is just as important as buying players. The ability to sell is key. It makes your finances healthy. And we're not good at that. Hanin's gonna watch Sassuolo from now on. Okay. You do you, girl. Gadion says we gave up on Immobile. Then he was a capocannoniere. Listen, when Immobile was with Juventus, he was like 20 and then he left, and there was no sight of him being even remotely the kind of goal scorer he is in Serie A. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear the snoring? That is my dog. I'm sorry. Boo boo, go away. Sorry. You're sitting on my lap, guys. Right there. Yep, go sleep there. Like I said, Syed, I'm not doing a coach's corner on Fratesi because he's never coming. Home of Juve's ideal signing is Haaland, of course, and then as realistic as Zakaria, so like me. So that's good. We're on the same page with our home of Juve. YFG, what's up? How's it going? So that's good. What is this? I've never seen this before. Super chat from Ricardo Santomaggio. Hi from JOFC Melbourne. Gigi Buffon Dybala isn't the future of Juventus, and we will find a new number 10. I mean, maybe. I said on the podcast yesterday, I don't think Dybala's staying. So, if we have to find a new number 10, that's going to be expensive, but it's doable. But we'll see. So thank you for that, Ricardo Santomaggio. But yeah, you're exactly right. Buffon did say in an interview a month ago or so, or a couple weeks ago, saying that you have to be available, like I said, and you have to be available to be playing and to perform on the field in order to be a captain and show the team how to what it means to be a Juventus player. YFG saying, to be honest, sometimes I wish Juventus was owned by a Middle East or Russian businessman. Don't we all? That's the thing though with Juventus, they're like, Agnelli's rich. Like the Elkin, that family is rich. They're rich. They're rich people, but it's a publicly owned company. It's publicly traded, and that's what happens when you can't free will and spend. Question from Home of Juve saying, do you guys think Caio Jorge would have a better season and get more playing time if he went to Milan? He would probably get more playing time because Giroud and Ibrahimovic are having nightmarish injury seasons. They've been out a lot. Would he start? Like they played Maldini a lot, so maybe. I think he would have more of a chance at this point. Mr. Dax saying, why did Matuidi, Higuain, and Costa get sold? Well, they got sold because they were declining players on high wages, and they didn't really get sold. They got kicked out. They basically got kicked out and told to go to the MLS or go back to Brazil. So yeah, they basically got, because they were declining players and they couldn't, and they were on high wages. That's why they were let go or forced out. Morad saying, do you have an idea how exactly Barca got Ferran Torres with that amount? It was shocking that they had a huge debt on their shoulders. I do have an idea. It's called the Spanish banks and their loaning system. They're allowed to take out loans. They just registered Torres recently because they restructured Umtiti's contract, and they released Coutinho. Not released, but they let Coutinho go on loan to Aston Villa. So more money, more wages were sent out. And it's BS how those Spanish giants can get away with it, because Real Madrid used to do that all the time. They just took out loans from banks. And now Barcelona's doing it. And now they're signing Ferran Torres with billions of dollars, not billions, millions of dollars of debt. So yeah. It is quite rattling for that to see those transfers happen when you know, like, it is put out publicly their finances. It's displayed to the world, and then you go out 3 months later and spend another 55 million euros. Oh well, we can't complain. Dembrile says, are we getting a striker this month? It's Azmoun or nothing, I think. I think it's Azmoun or nothing. I don't think Icardi is gonna get done in time. I think PSG is asking for way too much. So I think it's Azmoun or bust if we're getting a striker. Syed he's on the Fertesi train. He's saying he will come to Juventus. I'm telling you, Juventus always prefer Italian players. Yeah, we do. Does he prefer Juventus? I don't know. It's up to a player as well. Ricardo Santamaggio again is saying the 100th year anniversary this year of the family ownership. That's crazy. That is longevity. That's historic. That's amazing. That's great. I wish that Elkin had more of a say in what Agnelli's doing at the club currently. But again, it is excellent longevity. It allows comfort. Maybe it's too comfortable at the moment, but it allows comfort, and everyone is comfortable in the situation that they're in. That's why some players like the family aspect of the club. And we've gone over this. Players actually love playing for Juventus because it's the culture and the family culture, and it's so tight-knit and all that stuff. And that stems from the ownership. Great. But right now, the management and the ownership is slowly drifting away from that a bit. And we've seen that with the Super League talk. We've seen that with the branding and the new branding and all that stuff. So it's starting to slip away a bit. And I know they want to catch up with the times, but even Ronaldo said he's like, this is a great team environment. This is a great family culture environment. So maybe we should stick with those things and continue to spend money if you can. Continue to bring capital loans out if you can. I wish. Oh, we're way over 6:15. Well, we got a lot of people still in here. 31 people. We'll keep it going for a bit. Oh no, I just missed. I don't know how to scroll up. Goodness. Whatever. I'll read her comment in a bit. Morad's talking about, and what about Ihataren, PSV player we bought? Is he actually going to retire? No. No, he's not. He's going on loan to Utrecht, I think. I think that's where he's from. He's from Utrecht in Holland. And I think he's going to go sign for FC Utrecht. So yeah, and I think, oh yeah, that's what Haneen said. Haneen said, Hatteran gone on loan to Holland. Does this guy have a future with us? No. Like again, everything has to work out in the favor of he needs to get back into a team environment himself, Hatteran. He's got to play for what the coach wants. Don't be selfish. Don't say, oh, the coach never came to see me. I'm talking about his experience at Sampdoria, apparently, where he says the coach never came to see me, didn't even know who I was. Like, don't be like that. Work hard. Work to make the first 11. Come back in June or July. Try and have a good training camp, and then sort it out. That's how you do. Be a professional. Sort your stuff out, and act professional. Act like a man. Syed saying we need DeMarco type wingers. Need to dump Alexandro. Of course. I don't know if DeMarco is the guy, but Sandro, yeah, he's done here. Home of You is saying, what a boring week. Let me go back to school. I'm quarantined since the start of New Year. Ooh, that sucks. Sorry to hear. Play Football Manager. See if you don't get fired in your first year at Juventus. Like me. Oh, too funny. Ricardo Santomaggio saying, it all comes down to bad deals, Juve fans. I don't know what he's talking about there. Let's see the chat. Murad, it's his choice of our club. Ryan, when we sign Ramsey on a deal like that, he has, man, that's stupid, period. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, we can talk about bad deals all day. Like, the club is done. Never, when was the last time, I'm not going to say never. When was the last time we saw a good deal at a good price that Juventus made? Sorry. Like, the obvious ones, like De Ligt, obvious signing. 85 mil, you got to pay the fee. Great player, generational. Ronaldo, a little bit pricey, but you still do that 100 times out of 100 because it's Ronaldo, second best player to play the game. You do that signing. Locatelli for 35 million, that's obvious. But when was the last time we got bang for our buck and we made a very absolute steal of a deal? Keane, horrible, shocking deal. I'm going to the last few that we've had. Ramsey, horrible, even though it was free. Rabiot, horrible. Kulusevski at this point, very, very expensive. Bernardeschi, expensive. Paul Pogba, was that the last one? Vidal was 11 million, I think. 11 to 12 million euros from Bayer Leverkusen. Pogba was 900k or free, however you want to look at it. It's been a while since we made a good sale. Even Douglas Costa we signed for 40 mil after the first loan. I'd say maybe Juan Cuadrado was a fair deal. Juan Cuadrado was a decent deal. It was a couple loans, and then you paid a bit more for a final sale for Chelsea. I think that was good because he's very serviceable. A very serviceable player. Tipping on the scales of almost a legend of the club. Almost. He's got to be more important and win a couple more trophies, but Higuain was 90 mil. Not good. At the time, it was not good. Pjanic, 40 mil, 35 mil. Was that a good deal? Or was it just necessary? Was it just, yeah, makes sense. Kadir for free? Yeah, he was decent for a couple seasons. Then injuries took over. Ryan Saliba saying Chiesa, De Ligt. The Chiesa deal, 60 mil, man. It's a lot. De Ligt, that was obvious. He needed to do it. I don't think it was a good deal. I think it was needed. Locatelli, good deal, needed, 35 mil. Okay, that makes sense. Mandzukic, I think, was 17 mil, 18 mil. That might have been good. Home of Juve say McKennie. Do you know what? I'm going to justify McKennie for a second. If he ends up staying for 4 or 5 years and we spent 20 million on him and he scores 6 to 7 goals a season as a midfielder, is that a good return on investment? And you plant in a couple trophies here and there? Let's say McKennie scores 7 goals a season. Let's say 7 times 5 is 35 goals. As a center midfielder, he was bought for 23 million total. He stays for 5 years, and he wins, let's say, 4 trophies. Is that a good signing? At the end of the day, is that a good signing? I would take that. Yeah. Is he the best player? Obviously not. I'm not trying to defend him in that regard, but the 23 million euros is fine if he stays a while. He wins trophies and he produces some numbers, because that's what he was brought to do. I'm not saying that's a bad deal at all yet. Especially if we sell him for more. If we sell him for more, then a great deal. Arthur, here's another one. Disaster, 72 million. Now he's going on a dry loan. Disaster. We'll get this comment in there. Oh, pressed the wrong one. Oops. That's not what I'm saying, Sonny. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying he's the best operation since then. I'm saying you can justify that he's been could be a decent signing down the road. And I don't see an argument against it if he does exactly what I say. He scores 35 goals across 5 years and he wins 4 trophies during that time, and he's sold again for around the same or a little bit more. I think that's a good signing. But again, he has to do it. Right now, it's up in the air. Dan Brile is putting in some breaking news, maybe? I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter yet. I'm trying to entertain you guys. He's talking about Erling Haaland. I don't really care. Oh, DiMarzio's talking about Paulo Dybala. Oh, yeah, okay. Sonny's agreeing with me. There you go. That's what I like to see. Get that up there right now. Boom. Bianconerizone member agrees with Julian Gennady. I love that. Syed Islam is never going to give up the Davide Fratesi chase. He you know what? Buy Juventus and go buy Davide Fratesi, because I don't know. I don't know what the fixation is about him. Yes, he's a fine player. So the breaking news from DiMarzio about Dybala is the club asked Dybala to wait a couple of months until the end of February before deciding. The reason? ? The economic difficulties that Juve are going through, and the uncertainty about getting to the top 4. And then it goes on to say, Juve want to take more time to reflect and understand if Dybala really deserves the amount agreed for the renewal. Neither party, however, has decided not to renew, and when they will meet, final assessments will be made. That's kind of a bomb. Because now, if we don't get top 4, Dybala's not signing. That's what I take away from that. That's exactly what I'm taking away from that. Should I be taking away? Should I read into that like that? I don't know. But me reading into that tweet or that report from DiMarzio, and again, DiMarzio has been he's been clowning around recently with Juventus news. He's been naming every player left, right, and center and linking him to us. Like he linked Maxi Gomez. So I don't know. Ricardo saying Juventus need young blood players, and and go with a plan for the future. Yes, you do, but you also need experienced players to help get those younger players through tough situations. My buddy always says, "Oh, look at this young player on Ajax, and how is Ajax not winning trophies? All this, that, and the other thing." It's quite simple. They don't have enough experience to get them through tough situations and win them games. Like the people always fascinated with Dortmund and Ajax and all these very young teams that are doing well. It doesn't work for a reason. They get sold for a reason. Like the team always disperses at the end of 2 or 3 year spell. Like it always happens. But you do need younger players. You definitely need a young center back to come in. You definitely need what else do you need? You definitely need a left back. You definitely need a couple of midfielders and definitely a striker. Did I miss anything else? No, I didn't really miss anything else. Oh, jeez, I just dropped my phone. Sorry, guys. Oh, jeez, it's 6:30 now. Sorry if you guys... 34 watching still. Let's keep it going a bit. A little bit longer. Home of Juve saying, so they're not going to give a new contract if we don't make top 4. Again, DiMarzio is implying there that we have absolutely zero money. And then Romano the other day said, we're going for a top player in the summer, or a top striker. Okay, there's 2 decent ones here. Check the last 3 or 4 seasons of Dybala. He has more injuries than my nonna. Yeah, probably. I get it, but you still need quality players. Guys, get the likes to 40. Get the likes to 40 because I've been going for a while here. Give me some support. Give us 5 more likes. My throat's dry. I had a long day at work today. Feel my pain. And then we'll go to what Norbert Hushti said. Honestly, we are effed with Allegri 3.5 more years. He lost his magic while he was away. He will not get better. He will not get better, whoever is coming. Oh, he'll not. Whoever the signing is, he'll not make better. I get it. Yeah, he's definitely not a coach that improves players. He's definitely not a coach that improves players technically. He's definitely a results-oriented coach, which is why it's weird that we chose to build a team with him. Usually, you get a guy like, I don't even know. If you want to go this route, you want a guy that's going to make the players get better technically and tactically and all together just gel better and play exciting football. Thank you for getting to 40 likes. And now 40 people are watching. Crazy. Crazy how that worked. We spiked up quite a bit here. What was I talking about, though? I forget what I was talking. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the coach. How do you plan for a coach that's not going to make your team technically and tactically better, and it's just a result? That means you just need to buy players that are ready to win now. Who'd be the ideal coach for this team right now? It would be the Ajax coach. It would be Otto Ten Hag. It would be that guy. If you want younger players and just to roll with it, or a young Italian coach, like maybe Italiano or somebody. But then you don't want to do that because you don't want Italiano coaching Juventus because then you're not going to make the top 4. So they're in a weird. It's a weird process we're in right now. You got to make a decision. Do you want results right away, or do you want to build a new future? Because you can't have both. Like realistically, you can't have both. If you want to build from the future, you're gonna have to accept you might be 6th. You might have to be sixth if you're building up with a team that's all under 23. That's the reality. If you want a team that's going to get results, you need older players. You need to spend some money. But we don't have money. So which direction? And if you want young star players, you have to spend money. And we don't have money. So we're at an influx right now. You either scout for the talent in the Eastern European leagues, like in Belgium, like Alejandro always says, go watch one Belgian game at least, just to say that you've looked and you've tried. But the link to Bruno Guimaraes is it's exciting. That I'm still going to keep saying that if that's a proper link, then and it happens, then you can get excited. Then you see a path. Then you see, yes, he's 24, he's youngish, but he's still a player that can win now, and will help win now. Who's the ideal coach right now? Who's an ideal coach right now that goes along with the path that management wants? Young Italian players building success for the future. I'm seeing a lot of names being thrown out. Like right now, would you take a midfield of Locatelli, Tielemans, and Bruno Guimaraes? I would, 100%. Will that cost you a lot of money? 100%. Would you have sustained success? 100%. Yusuf Murmo saying Porto's Conceição would be a good coaching option. He's very good. He's very good, Conceição. He plays nice, attractive football. He plays his young players, and he gets results. It's in the Portuguese league, but he did beat us in the Champions League. Norbert Hushti. Where's Alejandro? Tag Alejandro if he's still in here. Because Norbert Hushti is suggesting De Zerbi. Alejandro hates De Zerbi. For obvious reasons. There are reasons why. He did play an attractive style of football, but he was very leaky when he coached his teams. He wanted everybody to go and attack. And you saw with Shakhtar in the Champions League. They got ripped open by that Sheriff team. I think Ricardo's making a very good point here as well. Oops. The Pandy has really hurt Juve as the stadium ticket money plus remember people like myself from Australia and all over the world would go and stay in Turin and spend a poop load of money at the Juve store. No, there's nothing stopping you from spending at the Juve store still. There's nothing stopping you. You can still buy jerseys and stuff. I bought my jerseys. Oh, Norbert's just kidding. Or he's just asking. Yeah, De Zerbi's a no-go. So yeah, we're in a weird situation to be like we are in a weird situation in terms of management, coaching choice, style, players available. They have a big mess to fix in the off season. And it technically starts now, but the most work you're going to get done here is Ramsey gone. January is too hard to fix your problems now. Sonny highly rates Juric, which is fine. He's a good coach. Is he a coach for Juventus, though? We usually just employ Italian coaches. Which goes back to people suggesting Zidane and me suggesting Ten Hag, but like that's never going to happen in Conceição. Excuse me. Do they buck the trend of going Italian, and do they go? Well, again, we're not sacking. We're not going to have this discussion for another 3 years because he's staying for 3 years. The dude's getting paid 7 to 9 million euros. I'll agree. He's not going anywhere. But yeah, there are some damn good coaches that are available that have a modern mind for the game, who can probably coach. And again, Ale and I have spoken to this numerous times. You need a coach that can have his style of play. Let's give it a 4-3-3 and stick to it. Whoever, regardless who's playing, like Liverpool. I envy Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp, phenomenal coach. Does not matter who plays for them. They play the same way every time. Not to the same quality, obviously, because Mo Salah and Mane are nuts. But they try and play the same style with whoever they have. And they get the players to play that. They bring in players to play that. So there's a mess to be fixed. Yusuf is saying, let's pop it up there. No matter how I think about it, I think we'll be forced to sell De Ligt just to get some money to buy 2 or 3 players like we did with Zidane. Yeah. Yeah, De Ligt's going to be the mercenary. In terms of us, he's gone, we get 3 players. But if that happens, and it might, and it could, you better be getting Thuram, Nedved, and Buffon. Obviously, not those players because they're old and they don't play anymore. Buffon still plays, but you need 3 quality players to replace De Ligt's money into the squad. Who they are, what their price is going to be, I can't tell you. That's not my job. I'd love that to be my job. That'd be a great job. I want to scout for Juventus and suggest players. Then Arriva Benet's going to say, no, we don't have money, and yell at me. And that guy looks scary. Morad saying, we can't get rid of Allegri unless something extraordinary happens. He is smart and technically one of the best, but he should know that this is a different era and he should find a system that could work. No, for sure. He's playing mind games at the moment. He's playing mind games, especially in the media. He's trying to... Juventus fans know well and true that Alexandro did not play a good game on Wednesday, but he still told us he played his best game of the season. He's playing mind games at this moment. Just to take pressure off his players, which is fine. But he's got to get his tactics right. Sonny's saying, worst case, we fail to get top 4. Sell De Ligt to cover the losses and not get any new players. That is worst case scenario. That is absolute worst case scenario. If that happens, we are in trouble for years. That's not an exaggeration. We're out of the top 4 for 1. For 2, we lose a generational defender and we can't make the team better. That is worst case scenario. If we can get to 45 likes before we end, that'd be great. Also, if we can get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm doing a coach's corner on whatever. How about this? I'm gonna make a new rule. The Bianconeri members club get to choose the next coach's corner video once we get to 2,000 subscribers. So if you want, become a member and we'll have a vote. But the members will get to decide the next coach's corner once we hit 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, I like that. That's what we're going to do. Obviously, click the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. Tomorrow we'll have a daily news show, and then we'll have obviously the post-show reactions and all that stuff. Here we'll end on. Oh, I lost it because Ryan Saliba wrote a novel. I'm kidding. Oh, I found it. Oh no. There. Let's debate this one. RB Com saying Supercopa losses in no way on Allegri. To be devil's advocate, I can say he played Alexandro way too long. Is that on Allegri? Is that on Allegri? For playing a player that sucks way too long? I think so. I think that's definitely... When Ale raised that point, I was like, you know what? I agree with that. So, on the pitch, it was definitely Alexandro's fault. He had a brain fart, horrible brain fart, lost you the trophy. Definitely Alexandro's fault on the pitch, but Allegri let him stay on the pitch. I'm sure you could have put somebody else on. I'm sure Pellegrini could have played for 10 minutes. And then we'll go... Sorry again. We'll pick on RB Comp some more. McKennie shows up in finals more than Dybala. Dybala has the most goals in that competition's history. So, there's that. Dan Barile saying, Pats or Bills tomorrow night. This is the NFL. I got Bills. I got Bills because I think they're just better than the Pats, even though the Patriots beat them last time. And that's all my NFL talk. Oops. Homo Vive saying your coach will never throw you under the bus, basically, and they don't want you to lose your confidence. But it's okay to say, in the press conference there, it is okay to say, Alexandro made a mistake. Let's move on to Saturday against Udinese. He doesn't have to say, that was his best game of the season. He does not have to say that. He can say, Alexandro, you made your mistake. He made a mistake. Will you move on? We'll go on to Saturday against Udinese. It's all he has to say. And his reply, RB Comps is saying, Pellegrini ain't that hot defensively either. I bet you he would have headed the ball away. In that moment, all you needed was to head the ball away, and I bet you Pellegrini heads the ball away. I saw a decent comment. Shoot. Oh no, I don't want to ban that. No. I forgot how to do it. Marco Manuel says, what will happen when Dybala and Chiesa leave? We're going to be Milan too for some years. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Again, we're not future tellers, but there's a pathway. There's two pathways to this. One path is that we're going to be a banter club again, or we're going to be a banter club like Milan and Inter were for those years. Or the other way is, I pointed the same. No, yeah. The other way is you get out of it. And how do you get out of it? You got to spend wisely, sell properly, spend wisely, grow as a team. So you got to pick your path. You know how they have the meme is like pick your pill, blue or red or whatever. The red pill is banter club. The blue pill is success. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, and that's a great point. That's the only point that matters. We're not just blaming the coach. We're also blaming Alexandro massively for the Supercopa loss. Yes, we do get like a little small bit of money. It's not overwhelming. It's not going to buy us a player. It's probably going to be able to pay the staff. Could we get to 50 likes? Maybe. Let's try and get to 50 likes. Oh no. Sonny Key One says, Allegri treated the Supercopa like a friendly. Why was Dybala on the bench if you want to win the game? I think he said before the game started, or in the press conference before, that he's not fully fit. which I think is ridiculous, but that's his words against mine. He's there every day. And then this is the biggest fear. That's the biggest fear, that we don't stoop to that level for that period of time. They're on a little bit of an up, but not much. But during our supremacy, Milan was absolute horse poop. And I don't want to be like that. So hopefully we take the blue pill over the red pill. 3 more likes. Let's get them done. Quick. And then we'll sign off, and then we'll put you on your way for tomorrow. Udinese again, match day 22, Udinese Juventus. Check out an hour before the game starts for the starting lineups, and then have your say then. But at this point, it's probably going to be similar to Wednesday's lineup and we get Dalit, Szczesny, and Quadrado back. And they're 14th, and we're 5th. And it should be a win. We're home. We should take it to them. But we'll see what happens. Because, like I said, Dembélé, you missed my prediction. I said 1-0. Goal from McKennie. And Alejandro said 2-0. Goals from Dybala and Morata. Yeah. Forza Juve is right. Until the end. What's the saying? Fino alla fine. We'll end on this. We shouldn't just be looking for opportunities. We need to scout better, study the player more. Is he good for the system? Does he have the mentality, the personality, and of course, constant performance? Yes. That is exactly it. That is how you scout. That is how you identify the players that you need. Does Scamacca tick those boxes? I don't know. I would say no right now. Does Vlahovic tick those boxes? Yes. Do we have enough money? That's another thing. Can Jonathan David do a better job than Scamacca? Probably, at this point. This is why you scout. This is why you try to look at every league, identify the situation that they're in. And I get Scamacca's close to home, but you don't have to just strictly get Italian players. You have enough now. But again, this is a funny point. We got no system. Yeah. we change systems every day. It's either we invite pressure or we try in what we do. We try to attack. In what Allegri calls attacking. Okay, we'll actually end on that one. That was a good one. Okay. We'll end on this one. And I've never seen K4SJ1 before. That's a crazy username. If Dybala is out of the team, who could be our new number 10? I'm going to be very selfish, and I don't care about money at this point. Dominic Szoboszlai from RB Leipzig is fantastic. And if I'm going strictly on talent and ability and performance, I am picking Szoboszlai 10 times out of 10 to be our new number 10. I know he's always he's injury prone at this point in his career. However, I'm going just if we're playing FIFA, I'm buying Szoboszlai, and that's that. Realistically, you got to find some. It's got to be someone else, obviously. But yes. Oops. That's the mentality you got to have. And we'll end on that. So thanks, guys, for watching. Again, tomorrow, match day 22. Check out our match reaction, and maybe we'll do a live tomorrow. I forget what Alejandro said. But we'll definitely be online tomorrow. Check out the channel for more. And Forza Juve. Follow the Bianconeri Zone on Instagram and Twitter at Bianconeri Zone for the latest updates in the transfer season. is upon us, so we're going to have updates every day, every hour almost, from different sources. Follow Alejandro Fancel at AlejandroBZ. Follow Justin Saforo at Justin Saforo. And follow myself if you want. It's been on the ticker this whole time at Gennady151 for more takes on Juventus and maybe football in general. And some hockey takes because I watch the Red Wings. So, thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.